Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. Today I have a process video for you. I am using the Cocoa Vanilla Midnight Kit and I decided to do some mixed media because I had recently purchased all of these Distress Oxide ink pads. So I am using the colors Spun Sugar, Mustard Seed, Bundled Sage, and Tumbled Glass, and I am just making like a rainbow kind of like stripes, well, some stripes, and I'm using a blending tool, and I'm not being particular with it because I'm still learning how to use all of these Distress Oxides. After I blend all of that out, I'm using a watercolor or just a paint brush, and I'm splattering water all over it because it does interact with water. So I'm using this picture of my boys and I when they were little, and we went on our first cruise, and I'm using my guillotine from Tonic, and I'm just cutting out um, the borders because I just wanted to make it a smaller picture. I didn't necessarily want it so big. So I'm cut that out, and then I'm going to use scraps of paper from my Cocoa Vanilla Midnight Kit to go ahead and back this up. I'm using my ATG gun to go ahead and mat this photo on this pink paper. Then I'm using my Caterpillar Pro to trim that because it has the LED light, so you know exactly where you're trimming, so you know exactly where this is going to go. Now I'm using this gray scrap to go ahead and adhere that down as well. Now I'm using this Hello Beautiful vellum, and I'm going to have that mat the entire layered photos. And I love having different kinds of textures on my layout. Now the thing that took the longest is the blending of the Distress Oxide. But you know what? You can do that while you're watching TV or just kind of meditating. It's so therapeutic just to do that. Now I'm fighting with my ATG. I always do that. I don't know. It doesn't like me sometimes, but that's okay. I just used the doily from Hobby Lobby, but you can use any doily in this kind of an instance. And then I'm going to use foam dimensionals to go ahead and pop up the corners of this layout. I like to have a lot of texture and dimension on my layouts, so that's why I'm doing that. After I do that, I am going through the embellishments that are part of this collection as well. And I'm going through the words because I want to use a word as my title, and I'm going to end up using the word together. This is a picture of my boys when they were 3 and 1.5, I think is how old they were. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to use foam dimensionals to adhere that. But I'm also going to use some flowers that I fussy cut from a cardstock. It was all black and white, and I spent a while just fussy cutting all of those out before I even knew how I was going to use them because they were so beautiful. I knew I would want to use them on some of my layouts. So fussy cutting all those flowers and blending out the Distress Oxide is what's going to take the longest. But other than that, this layout came together really quickly. So you see I adhered them together using foam dimensionals, and here are the flowers that I cut out, fussy cut out. I'm going to have them on the top left corner, bottom left corner, and bottom right hand corner. Now this is a design that I come back to over and over and over again because it's just pleasing to my eye. And all of these layouts are made for me. People ask me if I make these layouts for my boys, and no, they're for me, especially for when I get early onset Alzheimer's because my memory is so bad. Oh. But I'm going to put these flowers into the different corners, and I'm layering them between the different, the doily, behind the vellum, between the different layers that I have on the photos as well. And I'm going to make this top heavy on the left hand corner to balance it out. So you'll see I put more flowers there than I do in the bottom two corners. I'm also putting foam adhesive on there as well to give it some more dimension as well. After I do that, I am also going to go through some of the other embellishments that are part of this collection, and I'm going to add some more things to this layout. I do end up using 2 chipboard hearts, and I'm going to put one on the left hand side and one on the right hand side. And then I'm going to also use a flare that I'm going to put on the top left hand corner of the photo. Now I do like to add more flowers, and you'll see I keep adding some with the foam dimensionals to add more dimension to my layout. And I want to make sure that it is balanced yet heavier on the top because that's how I want it for this particular layout. I'm using my Zebra Sarasa dark gray pen, and I wrote, "For Grandma's 70th birthday, we took our first cruise to Alaska. You boys were amazingly well behaved." After I do that, I'm going to underline it a la Ali Edwards style, and then I'm going to use my date stamp, which is an October afternoon decades date stamp. I can't find those anywhere, but any date stamp from an office supply store would work. And I'm using the Morning Mist ink pad to date the stamp because I like that because it's a gray stamp, so it's not as stark as black. So I've come to love this ink pad. I'm using it for a lot of things. Now, I am not quite done. Oh, this is where I put the flare down and then the 2 chipboard hearts. This doesn't take a lot of embellishments on this layout, which is really nice because it comes together really fast, and it just goes to show that you don't need a lot of embellishments to finish a kit. And I like having all of the white space, which is not white, which is the rainbow colors, around the layout. And before I call this done, I'm going to use the Nuvo drops in Indigo Eclipse and put 3 drops into the 3 areas of embellishment clusters. And then I call my layout done. I am so enjoying using this Cocoa Vanilla kit. There's so many things that came in this collection that I purchased that I feel like I'm going to be using this for a long time before I kill it. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share this video with others who you think might enjoy these types of process videos, and I'll see you next time.